Hey everyone, just a few updates on what's going on in the news right now. I'll wait for a few people to jump on here live. Looks like we're Miss Katja, welcome. A few people are jumping on. IE, welcome to the Periscope. Gary D. Leon, thank you for following me on Instagram. Mickey Moore, welcome. Hope things are going well. So now that we got a few people on, getting more people jumping on. I haven't done a Periscope here in a couple days. I used to do up to about 5 a day here, so it looks like we're getting some people to jump on now. So I want to talk about just a few quick headlines that are in the news right now. The government shutdown, they need to get that budget figured out by midnight. Otherwise, they're going to have the essential and non-essential government type activities decided, and they're going to be shutting down the non-essential government tonight by midnight if they don't come to an agreement. Some people said earlier in the day it was a 50-50 chance it'll get shut down. Trump's trying to make it happen still. We'll see if that happens. Not a bond expert. You might want to check the headlines on bonds. 2.63% on the yield was kind of the number they were looking for. They said that not only does that number go back 3 years as far as a trending line, but there's also some correlation back in the 1980s with that particular number. So what they're saying, based on how the bond market works, is when that yield goes up like that, it makes the other bonds go down in value. They work in the opposite direction. So it's kind of like somebody else's previous asset is going down in value. Hey, Sellerman, welcome. So the yields are actually going pretty high. They were at just over 2, I think earlier in the year, 6 months ago maybe. And now they're at 2.63 or somewhere in that range. So that was like a big magical number that people think, and that could affect how money moves in and out of like the stock market, for example. Possibly could affect cryptos as well. Again, so Ripple I haven't checked in the last day or two since it had a 74% decline in their market cap. Siacoin, we haven't been talking on here about where Siacoin is. Have you checked CoinMarketCap at all on Siacoin? Just curious on that. So that's the bond market. Sorry, we got some background noise here. The bond market is going to be very interesting, so we'll check out the yields on that. I'm talking about the 10-year Treasury bond is what I'm talking about. And then Overstock made a huge error. Hopefully they've corrected it by now. There's an API issue that was going on. Basically what they were doing is they're confusing Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. So what was happening is people were buying things in Bitcoin Cash. They're getting credited like Bitcoin. I don't know about the WTC coin. Maybe tell everyone a little bit about it here. Where is that one ranked? Well, the only thing I can say about Ripple is a lot of people don't like it because it's centralized versus all the other decentralized. I mean, that's the main thing I can say right now. I mean, it's definitely at a dipping point right now, I think. But so what happened was Overstock was letting people receive things with Bitcoin Cash, but crediting them like Bitcoin. And what was happening is people would get these enormous discounts, right? Because they're at a totally different price point. And then what was happening is they would get a return in Bitcoin. So imagine that you're buying something at like a 70-80% discount with Bitcoin Cash, getting treated as a Bitcoin. And then when you return the item, you're getting credited back in Bitcoin. So an enormous, people are actually making more money buying stuff instead of spending money, instead of breaking. Even if you return something to a store, you just spend money and then return it, and you just break even. These people are actually making money if you were buying it with Bitcoin Cash, getting credited as Bitcoin, and then returning it and getting Bitcoin, if that makes sense. So Overstock made a big error. They said it was API related. I think their tech people got involved. And thank you, 78 El Flaco. And so that's kind of the latest story on those particular 3 things. The bond market, I think it's something you're going to see play out over the next week or two, see kind of where that goes, the trend. The government thing is obviously going to be big news up until midnight today. If it gets shut down, it's going to be big news every day, right? Because we're going to see what kind of government stuff we can live without. And then other than that, I think the Overstock thing's probably been fixed for now. There's a lot of other interesting crypto stories out there. I will see if I can gather some insights from some of them, and I'll get them to you on one of these live Periscopes. Also, keep in mind that these are now found on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. We're getting them on Google+, we're getting them on Pinterest now, getting them on all the other social networks too, if you want to watch any of the replays there. But you can also search and find the replays on the channel here. You can scroll up and see how to follow me on my profile on any of those other search, about 6 of the different channels. Okay, catch you later.